Hey YouTube, welcome to my channel, The Daily Tea. If you haven't figured it out by now, I'm your host, Daily. Um, so if you don't know me by now, I've put out a few videos, but I am a 34-year-old trans feminine identified individual. Basically just sharing my experiences. I recently started transitioning this year, so kind of sharing those trans related topics and others of interest that overlap. So yeah, enough about me. If you haven't yet, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know things that you want me to talk about, questions that you have. Yeah, just feedback and let me know how I'm doing. I appreciate all of it. So thank you to the subscribers that are around. Anyways, ooh, check out my nails. So pretty. Yeah, I'm kind of in love with these. Though, in regards to the topic that I'm sharing today, fitness, um, yeah, these make things a little interesting. Um, so, anyways, yeah, I want to actually talk about fitness today, and I actually just recently got back into the gym after a couple of months being down for the count with a motorcycle accident. So, I kind of sucked. Laid up in bed for like a month and a half, and then started using my home gym for a little bit, just so I could get something in for other areas of my body. But uh, yeah, so definitely started working out well before my transition. I done bodybuilding in like my early 20s and tried to maintain that, but yeah, it got away from me. But I've always kind of been an active outdoor type of individual, so I found other ways of staying active that weren't necessarily the gym, but nowadays I really appreciate it, especially after COVID times. Yeah. Uh, so that experience has definitely changed. The type of energy received, my goals, all kinds of things. So I kind of want to share some of the different aspects of that. Maybe you can relate. I'd love to hear your story. Maybe some of your experiences going to a public, larger gym. Because that's what I do. So, uh, kind of to start off, it's like, where is a trans safe gym? Um, Personally, I don't know how much of a thing that is. And give me a sec to shut this thing. Um, Anyways, um, so where is a trans safe gym? Um, Honestly, I don't know how much of an abundance of that there is anywhere. I live in California, and for as progressive as it is here, it's still not something I've actually heard of yet. So please, if somebody knows, let me know. I'd love to share that information to other people that are trying to stay fit. But honestly, I feel like largely Um, the gym experience is kind of, people are usually going there with intent, with purpose, get their sets and go, but it is kind of a hyper masculine space. And maybe women that have been dealing with this, from the start, um, of going to the gym, can relate to this, and definitely, all the trans femme and in between. But uh, when it comes to like guys in that space, I feel like, especially the bros, like there's this kind of inherent objectification that kind of comes with the gym space. It's like people are there for physicality reasons, And so, because that's where their head's at, it's almost like that's just how they kind of view the surroundings, is in terms of that physicality. Um, so, yeah. Um, you know, prior to coming back to the gym, definitely some physical developments have started becoming a lot more apparent, a lot more noticeable. It's like my face structure is a lot softer. Even like looking back at pictures from like a couple of months ago, um, definitely noticed my cheeks and all kinds of things. Just kind of having a softer, more effeminate appeal, I guess. Not to mention, is like, even though this is literally my gym outfit, like I wore it for this video, um, white tee, sweats. I go as incognito as possible, just because I don't really want to attract that much more attention to myself than I probably already do. And yeah, it's like these are uh, not so incognito these days. And yeah, when I start getting in my sets, it becomes a lot more obvious that that's there. Um, so I get a lot more stares, um, significantly, and I do try to mind my own business. And I'd love to hear other people's stories, maybe share a little laugh or two. It's like, definitely when it comes to like the older men, just, yeah, they kind of walk past you and still just like look at you with, whatever's going on in their head. And um, I didn't do it for their validation, so largely I just kind of don't care. But like, how do you work past those fears of judgment in such a public space, and especially one that's so hyper masculine? Even the women there are pretty competitive. You see a lot of women that are, like pretty built and getting their sets in and stuff. So uh, I kind of get a mix of reactions, to be honest. Guys, girls, both. Yeah, yeah. Not all uncomfortable, but certainly just I'm noticed differently than as a dude, where I feel like when I looked and presented more masculine, I was pretty much invisible, outside of the people that would look at my tattoos occasionally, I think. Um, but yeah, yeah. Um, One of the big things, kind of hopping back into the gym, it was actually kind of more towards the beginning of my transition, because I was still hitting the gym and I was hitting heavy, developing more like a guy, big muscly arms, definitely building more for mass than just like strength or tone. And I got presented a question by my former partner that kind of shook me a little bit, sort of blindsided me. It did create some dysphoria, unexpectedly. I wasn't expecting to be like so self-conscious about it and really like kind of hold on to it like cyclically, but I did. I did process it. I did work through it. But the question was, for me, deciding that I wanted to be on the journey of looking, presenting, and embodying more femininity. Me still hitting the gym hard and um, really hitting for those like bulk sets. It was like, are have you given some thought to how big your shoulders are and how big your arms are, and how that doesn't necessarily register as feminine, and if you're going for passability, like, is that something you still want to do? And I really had to like stop and think about this. I was like, oh, um, do I want to keep hitting the weights like this? Or do I want to just do body workouts? Do I cancel out my membership? Um, do I just not focus on those areas and start to go in the direction of developing others and just, kind of changing my routine to fit that? As well as, some of those kind of like self-conscious feelings of like looking at my body and seeing those ways that I was still very masculine. The popping veins, the really defined and cut arms and shoulders. And I was just like, will I ever reach a point of passing? And I kind of hate that word, to be honest with you, because being in a gym setting and men, women, and seeing women that are muscular built, like seriously, like almost competition level, bodybuilding, going for like powerlifting, who knows? Um, that still looks sexy as hell. And, not to be objectifying in that sense, but like strong and beautiful. And the more I thought about it and the more that I kind of pulled those realizations in to my peripherals of thinking, I started considering for myself, like, what is the image I'm trying to go for? Working out, it's so beneficial to me on so many different levels, and I couldn't just simply give it up. It's a natural antidepressant. It provides endorphins and all kinds of good stuff that, like, I can't just not work out. Like, it fills my cup. Um, but, in developing, like, yes, I want to be considerate of, where I'm massing in and, areas that I want to cut in size to develop a shape that I'm happy with. And you can do that with working out. That's one of the beautiful things. If you understand the mechanisms and the activations to achieve a look, a shape in your body, you can go a really long ways. The biggest part is commitment and mindset. As well as the investment, I guess. But you can even go at home routes and body workouts and still do a lot. But it is understanding how to go from like beginner level to more intermediate stuff to challenge your body more, for those like at home body workouts. Anyways, maybe I'll do some videos on it. Please put down in the comments if that's something that you're interested in. Maybe I'll put it on like my Instagram page or whatever. Transfemme, transmask, and just kind of help identify some of those different things for different types of growth. Because I think that stuff's pretty cool, and a lot of people can definitely benefit from it. So yeah, when it comes to like dysphoria versus goals, like for me, I personally settled on the idea that I'm okay with an androgynous look. I kind of had that in the beginning and then sort of lost sight of that because I wasn't really sure where on that spectrum I wanted to be. And I think one of the big takeaways in my journey is just kind of like letting things naturally develop and unfold. Um, so I embodied that same mindset in my personal development with fitness and working out. Um, that I'm just gonna let it unfold, but I'm gonna be mindful. I'm going to apply what I understand about this to enhance what I want it to. And yeah, uh, I'm okay with being strong and maybe a little bulkier, uh, than feminine. And I kind of feel like I want to advocate for that experience in others. Um, yeah, it's like strong can still be beautiful. And yeah, the rest doesn't really need apply. How do you work past those fears of judgment? Honestly, I kind of asked this question already, but like I'd like to hear, because for me, I use the 4 Fs. Gonna get a little saucy, to be honest. You know, fuck, finance, feed me, or fill my cup. Um, you don't get to dictate how I live my life. I feel like I spend plenty of time worried about the opinions of other people and you know what they might say to me, you know, in a confrontational setting, to just kind of be like, you know, they're probably going to say it regardless, so I might as well do what makes me happy. And cross that bridge when I get to it. So yeah, I hope this helps somebody. And please, you know, tell me your stories, ask questions about this experience. Put it down in the comments. But in the meantime, between time, I'm gonna check out. Hope you enjoyed the video.